Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for coming along tonight. I hope everyone's had some refreshments. If you get hungry, please feel free to just wander through the door and help yourself to some more. My name's Jerry Proctor. I'm chair of Engage Liverpool, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the opening seminar in our 2018 seminar series entitled World Heritage Sites, Cities of Inspiration. And welcome to the Cunard building, part of the world-famous Liverpool waterfront and one of our locally renowned three graces. Our three seminars with three World Heritage Site cities will be held in each of the three graces. Engage wants to contextualize these seminars by placing them in three of the most beautiful buildings forming part of the UNESCO Maritime Mercantile City, inscribed in 2004. We want to be inspired by some of the architectural achievements of the past that we are rightly proud of, and also by the challenges in the present of designing a World Heritage Site which architects are rising to in Strasbourg, Bordeaux, and Hamburg. The Cunard building is a Grade 2 listed and was designed by William Edward Willink and Philip Caldwell Thickness and was constructed between 1914 and 1917, so it's just over 100 years old. The building style is a mix of Italian Renaissance and Greek Revival, and its development has been particularly influenced by Italian palace design. The building is noted for the ornate sculptures that adorn its sides. Until the 1960s, it was headquarters of the Cunard Line, and the building still retains the name of its original tenants. It was also home to Cunard's passenger facilities for transatlantic journeys that departed from Liverpool. Today, the building is owned by Liverpool City Council and is home to the City Mayor and many council departments. It is therefore most fitting that in this building that we extend the warmest of welcomes to the Mayor of Strasbourg, Roland, Ries, who has graciously accepted our invitation to come and inaugurate this year's seminar series on World Heritage Site Cities of Inspiration. I hope we will take inspiration from the impressive work of Mayor Ries in enhancing the Strasbourg World Heritage Site area by reducing traffic and improving public transport and cycling, by protecting the visual links to the heritage core from a wide area around, and by promoting a heritage-led design approach which draws inspiration from the magnificent World Heritage Site core, while encouraging innovation and excellence in modern architecture. We will also hear from one of those architects, Henri Bava. This is the right moment in Liverpool's history to be deepening our understanding of the advantage that having UNESCO World Heritage Site designation gives us, and learning from other cities, with some similarities to our own, how they are using their status to promote growth, progress, and development. Strasbourg was listed as a World Heritage Site in 1988, and so has many decades of experience in this field. Engage wants to encourage our city to build upon this extraordinary achievement of being declared to have outstanding universal values in both its tangible and intangible assets. One of our greatest resources in Liverpool is our people. Without a doubt, the citizens of this city were a massive contributing factor to the innovative, entrepreneurial spirit that gave rise to the commercial drive, creating the port and building the docks, and in the process, overcoming significant obstacles to become a pioneer in the development of modern dock technology, transport systems, and port management. Our predecessors were people of vision who constructed some of the finest and cultural and commercial buildings in the country. We know we're standing on the shoulders of giants, and yet only a handful of those extraordinary people are known to us by name. but there were many ordinary, nameless Scousers and those working alongside them who made this city their home, whose energy and effort built Liverpool into the World Heritage Site city it is today. So I want to ask you now not to remain nameless to the people around you, but just to spend a very brief moment introducing yourself by name to the people who are around you now. Simply who you are, where you've come from, and why you're here tonight. So 2 minutes, please, just to get to know somebody around you. Your name, why you're here, and where you're from. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's really important to Engage, which is a resident organisation, that people get to know each other by name. If we don't know names, we can't ever become, in some sense, community. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to introduce our speakers, and then following their presentations, you will be given a few moments to share your first impressions and reactions with those around you. Then we will go and ask our panel members for their brief reflections, following which I will then open the discussion to everybody present. We'll try to bring the proceedings to a close by 7:30. Please tweet during the seminar, and the hashtag is Liverpool WHS, and we are at Engage Liverpool. I want to thank our sponsors who have made this series possible: RS Clare, Brock Carmichael Architects, Planet Intelligent Environments, and Liverpool City Council. I want to welcome and introduce 2 of our 3 panelists this evening. We should have had here Councillor Tricia O'Brien, who has been otherwise delayed but is on the way now. Tricia is the chair of the Planning Committee. We've got Mark Kitts on the far end, who is the Assistant Director for Regeneration and also Chief Executive of Foundations, the city's new ethical housing company. And from the Mayor's World Heritage Site Task Force, Professor John Belcham. And I want to introduce now our 2 speakers from Strasbourg. On my immediate left is Henri Bava, who was born in Tunisia and raised between there and Paris. He graduated in 1984 as a landscape designer, and 2 years later founded Agence Terre, and a year later returned to the École Nationale Supérieure du Paysage in Versailles as a teacher, where he remained for the next 10 years. He was elected president of the French Landscape Federation in 1996 for 2 years. It was about this time that he began to work in Germany. He led the execution of the Aqua Magica Park project near Hanover and was appointed a full professor and director of the landscape department of the School of Architecture at the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, where he is still teaching today, and in which city he opened an office of Agence Terre, and he has directed large cross-border territory development projects, including regeneration projects for derelict industrial sites. He was elected a member of the Berlin Academy of Arts. He returned to the Agence Terre office in Paris in 2007, and in 2010, Henri was invited to Harvard University Graduate School of Design, where he teaches until today. We hope he will tell us something about directing the amazing De Rive project in Strasbourg along the river. And our distinguished guest tonight is Mayor Roland Ries, Mayor of Strasbourg since 2008, having been re-elected in 2014. Holding a postgraduate degree from the University of Strasbourg in modern literature, which he taught for 20 years, he started his political career in 1983 as a member of the Municipal Council and simultaneously as Senator of the Bas-Rhin from 2004 to 2014, serving as Vice President of the Senate European Affairs Committee. Among the many functions held at local and national levels, he is renowned both nationally and internationally for his expertise in urban mobility and public transport, being several times president of GART, which is the French Association of Local Authorities responsible for public transport. and as the author of a major report on transportation for the National Planning Commission in France. Fully committed to the ideals of justice and progress, he has been promoting the European role of his city and in developing an ambitious Franco-German urban and civic cross-border project. He is also, since 2014, president of Cités Unies France, a federation of French local and regional governments involved in international cooperation. And at the world level, he is co-president of United Cities and Local Governments since 2016. Through these networks, he has been militating for local government adoption of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals and in promoting dialogue and responsible partnerships in an increasingly interdependent world. So from a city that proudly voted Remain in the Brexit referendum, Mr. Mayor, you are most welcome here, and we're honoured to have you in our city. So please welcome to the podium Roland Ries, Mayor of Strasbourg.
Thank you very much. You know everything about me. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, my English is very ancient and it's not improving. Sorry. So I will speak French, but Professor Minja Young will translate. She is not a specialist of translation. She's a specialist of heritage, but you will make the best? Okay, thank you. Bien, merci beaucoup à vous tous d'être là. Je suis très heureux d'être ici à Liverpool, dans une ville que je connais, bien sûr, depuis assez longtemps, dont j'ai mesuré combien elle a pu à un moment donné connaître une période de déclin et combien aujourd'hui il y a une volonté de sortir de ce déclin vers une ville à développement durable.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here in Liverpool, and a city that I know a little bit, and I have seen in what way that you have now re-emerged from the period of decline and making every effort for regeneration.
Nous avons une expression en français que tu auras peut-être du mal à traduire, Minja. Comparaison n'est pas raison. Je l'ai déjà utilisé une fois aujourd'hui. Cela veut dire que une ville ne ressemble jamais à une autre ville et qu'on ne peut pas transposer d'une ville à une autre un modèle de développement urbain qui serait en quelque sorte le modèle adaptable partout. Mais on peut, je dirais, tirer des conclusions, avoir des enseignements à partir de ce qui se fait ici ou là. Et c'est la raison pour laquelle je suis très heureux d'être aujourd'hui ici pour vous parler de Strasbourg. Mais vous allez peut-être, vous, me parler après de Liverpool.
There is a French expression called comparaison n'est pas raison, which means basically means that comparison is not really an end in itself, but it's to draw lessons from. And in this regard, there's no model for a city. No model for a city. It can be transposed to another, but it can also be very enriching as a lesson.
Quand j'étais professeur de lettres à une époque très ancienne, à Strasbourg, je faisais toujours mes cours en 3 points. Et je vais faire la même chose ce soir. Mais je n'ai que 10 minutes. 10 minutes plus 10 minutes de traduction.
So when I was a professor for many years ago, as a professor of literature, I always had my lectures focus on 3 points. And tonight I will do the same thing. I have 3 points.
Alors
we only have 10 minutes.
Je vais commencer par la présentation de Strasbourg, mais rassurez-vous, je ne vais pas parler de l'histoire complète de Strasbourg. 2000 ans d'histoire, ça nous entraînerait très tard dans la nuit et mon ami Henri Bava ne pourrait plus parler et encore moins les panélistes et pas de dialogue. Donc, je vais être très bref là-dessus.
So I'll start. The first point is a presentation, and don't worry, I won't get into the details because I can't, and I couldn't possibly recount 2,000 years of history within this period of time.
Vous avez ici une vue de Strasbourg qui est assez connue, je crois, peut-être même ici à Liverpool. Ce sont les ponts couverts, c'est les fortifications de Strasbourg et l'entrée dans ce que nous appelons la Grande Île, c'est-à-dire la partie qui a été classée au patrimoine mondial de l'UNESCO en 1988.
Here is a view that some of you may have seen already, and this is a view of the covered bridge, a sort of an entry point of the World Heritage Area, which was inscribed in 1988.
Pour ceux qui éventuellement auraient des difficultés en géographie, je situe ici la ville de Strasbourg. Comme vous le voyez, elle est à l'extrême est du pays, donc assez proche de la Sibérie, mais il y a encore un peu de chemin quand même jusqu'en Sibérie, le long du Rhin, et je reviendrai là-dessus tout à l'heure.
So for those of you who might have some problems in geography, I'd like to show you where Strasbourg is located. As you see, we are in the extreme east, almost close to Siberia, but no, in fact not. It is quite a long way to go to Siberia.
Mais nous sommes aussi aujourd'hui touchés par le réchauffement climatique et donc il n'y a pas de problème de froid intense.
But as for everybody, for other cities as well, we're very much a victim of the climate change, and so in fact the weather is getting better, getting warmer.
Je vous donne quelques indications chiffrées sur la population. L'Eurodistrict qui traverse le Rhin fait à peu près 880 000 habitants. L'Eurométropole de Strasbourg, 451 000, mais on a progressé depuis, on est plus près de 500 000 aujourd'hui. Et puis la ville de Strasbourg elle-même, 272 000 habitants.
Yeah.
Voilà. In French. Les chiffres, c'est les mêmes. Hein. L'arithmétique est la même. Elle n'a pas de langue. Alors, voilà maintenant le cœur de Strasbourg avec les deux parties du cœur de Strasbourg qui ont été classées au patrimoine mondial de l'UNESCO. La première, c'est la partie centrale qui a été classée en 1988 et autour de cette partie centrale qui date du Moyen-Âge et de la Renaissance, il y a la nouvelle ville, en allemand la Neustadt, qui a été construite par les Prussiens entre 1870 et 1918, au moment de l'occupation de Strasbourg et de l'Alsace par les Allemands après la défaite de Sedan en 1870.
So this, I'll show you the two parts that is inscribed in the World Heritage List. The core part is basically was inscribed in 1988 for its value from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance period. And then much later, the so-called Neustadt, the new town, built by the Prussians between the 1868, did you say, to 1918.
Ici, vous avez la partie centrale, donc ce qu'on appelle la Grande Île, qui, vous le voyez, est entourée par les bras de l'île, d'une rivière qui se subdivise en deux parties et qui constitue la partie médiévale et Renaissance avec tout en haut, attendez voir, je crois que, voilà, ici, la cathédrale de Strasbourg.
So here, as you see, is a well-defined area surrounded by, bordered by the Ile River, the part that was inscribed in the World Heritage List as the Grande Ile, as I said earlier, between the Renaissance, between the Middle Ages to the Renaissance period.
Une autre vue de la cathédrale de Strasbourg, dont les fondations datent de 1015 et qui a mis 3 siècles et demi à être construite. Et encore, il n'y a qu'une seule flèche.
So here's a view of the well-known cathedral of Strasbourg. its foundation dating back to the 1015, taking some 3 centuries and a half to build.
Elle est évidemment classée au patrimoine mondial de...
And he says, oh yeah, I forgot to say that in spite of all these years of construction, it never managed to finish its second spire. Ça va?
Ok. Alors, voilà les deux parties dont je parlais tout à l'heure, je n'insiste pas. Donc, ici, la partie Grande Île, donc Moyen-Âge et Renaissance, et là, la partie impériale, 1870-1918.
Okay, so as I said, that's a core area of the Grande Île and the new extension of Neustadt, but just the imperial part of the Neustadt.
Alors, voilà justement la partie allemande en fait, de Strasbourg, construite à la fin du 19e siècle et qui a doublé la superficie de la ville et plus que doublé la population.
So this part of the Neustadt that was built, as I said earlier, at the end of the 19th century, more than doubled the area, the size of what Strasbourg was. And in terms of population, more than doubled, almost 3 times more.
Alors, nous revenons dans la partie la plus ancienne. Cette photo est prise du haut de la cathédrale. Et la place qui est là était un ancien parking central de Strasbourg, à côté de la cathédrale. J'ai souhaité, après discussion avec évidemment les commerçants, notamment de Strasbourg, de supprimer ce parking, ce qui n'est jamais facile, mais c'était un parking en surface, et de libérer cette place pour qu'elle devienne une vraie place patrimoniale. C'est un des hauts lieux du patrimoine à Strasbourg.
So this public space that you see, the photo was taken from the cathedral, and this place was actually submerged with cars for surface parking. And so some years ago they tried to get rid of all the cars and make it into a public space. And of course it involved a lot of consultations. The merchants were against it, and some population were opposed, and so there was a lot of dialogue in order to get this thing, to get public approval for this.
Je peux juste dire à ce sujet que la concertation pour arriver à ce résultat-là a duré plus d'1 an et demi.
Just to let you know that consultations with the public, it took over 1.5 years to get consent from everybody.
On a tenu compte de ce que disaient les citoyens le plus possible, mais la philosophie de départ de l'architecte urbaniste qui avait été choisi, elle est restée. On a fait le minimum pour mettre en valeur tout ce qui est autour de la place. Et la place elle-même, comme vous le voyez, elle est vide. On a gardé simplement des arbres aux deux bouts. On n'en voit que d'un côté. Certains voulaient en faire une forêt, quoi, ou une prairie.
So, in fact, of course, through competition, we selected an architect planner to redo this public space. But we decided to really make it very minimalist, so as to valorize the buildings around the square.
Mais aujourd'hui, elle fait l'unanimité, et j'en suis très fier. Il n'y a plus aucune critique, et il y a une appropriation collective qui est, à mon avis, le signe qu'on a pu s'exprimer, que certaines choses ont été prises en compte, et que le projet a évolué par rapport au projet de début.
I must say that also through all these years of public consultation and dialogue with the community, local community, the initial plan had evolved quite a bit. And now nobody is opposed to it. Everybody's happy, and everybody feels that their bit was taken into consideration by the city.
Alors, voilà un autre élément donc hyper central aussi, avec le tramway de Strasbourg, qui est assez connu, un design résolument moderne, dans un environnement historique, patrimonial. Je pense qu'on peut arriver à faire cela. Et on le fait en étant vigilant sur les couleurs du tramway, en étant vigilant effectivement sur le design pour qu'il s'intègre dans le paysage urbain.
So here is the famous tramway of Strasbourg. It's a very well-known example. But on purpose, they selected a very modern design to also be in harmony with the historic environment, to make it very minimalist, in other words. You know,
La philosophie générale, vous la voyez là-dedans, on a beaucoup réduit la pénétration automobile jusqu'au cœur de la ville.
So thanks to the tramway, we were able to put together a policy of reducing the flow of traffic of private cars into the city center.
On est là dans une zone piétonne.
So we're
et
basically
toute la grande île est, pas complètement, mais largement piétonne.
So the Grande Île that you saw, surrounded by the Île River, is largely pedestrianized. Not completely, but very few penetration of cars.
Voilà un autre axe qui donne directement sur la cathédrale. Et là, on a maintenu la circulation automobile, mais avec une seule voie de chaque côté. Et
So
le
here
tramway au
again, on
milieu.
this major axe, looking towards an axe straight into the cathedral area, they also reduced traffic. The cars are still permitted, but they reduced it to only one lane on one side, traffic going in one direction, on the other side in another direction. So just really reduced it to one lane each.
Et le tramway est sur du gazon, comme vous le voyez.
And the tramway, as you see, cuts the middle.
Ça, on peut passer. Donc ça, c'est
The zone buffer zone.
la zone centrale et la zone tampon. Voilà.
So here is
Comment-
again, it's the World Heritage Area in pink with the extension of Neustadt, and around it is the so-called buffer zone that you also know about here.
Pardon. Wait a minute. Voilà, c'est ça la
So in fact,
buffer
that
zone.
is the
Voilà.
new Neustadt. In fact, the whole of the buffer zone is
Voilà.
what Neustadt was. So what was inscribed was just the central part.
Au sud, ici, là, c'est le secteur des deux rives dont vous parlera tout à l'heure Henri Bava, qui est
So what's
le secteur portuaire qui va vers l'Allemagne.
So what you
l'Allemagne est là.
see in purple is the area of the deux rives that Henri Bava will be talking to us later. This is really the town extension area along the port in front of Germany.
Voilà une partie de cette extension de Strasbourg vers la ville de Kehl, donc vers l'est. Et ce sont d'anciens entrepôts qui ont été réhabilités en logement, ici en logement et en commerce et une start-up qui se trouve à cet endroit-là.
So here is one of the areas of this new extension area with already with industrial heritage, and what you see in the photo was a former warehouse on top of which was added a really contemporary, architectural insertion. And the top is for residencies.
Au-dessus,
And-
oui,
yeah,
c'est des appartements. Oui.
The apartment, and
Et-
on the ground floor are for commercial
Et
use.
on voit derrière une des tours, il y en a 3,
Yeah.
de Anne de Mions,
So
qui est
you
une
see-
architecte
you see in the back,
parisienne.
is one of 3 towers, 50-meter towers that they constructed by a known architect called Anne de Mions, also inspired by the industrial heritage.
Voilà
design.
le plan du secteur dont va parler Henri Bava
Yeah,
tout
so
à l'heure,
here's the area that
de
Henri
Rives.
Bava will be talking about, the deux Rives.
Le Rhin est ici.
Yeah.
Et c'est toute cette partie-là qui fait environ 250 hectares.
This whole area, the deux Rives area, is about 250 hectares. So about 500
Et voilà, pour finir, une passerelle piéton-cycliste qui vous conduit de Strasbourg, jardin des deux rives, ici, vers l'Allemagne. C'est le signe aussi de cette liaison que nous essayons de faire avec la partie allemande, à un moment où, comme vous le savez, l'Europe ne va pas très bien et où certains en Europe veulent plutôt, je ne parle pas du Brexit là, certains en Europe veulent construire des murs et rétablir les frontières. Nous essayons de faire en sorte que cette région, cette ville, soit un peu pionnière dans ce qui devrait avoir été fait depuis le départ, c'est-à-dire l'Europe des peuples.
So here's a photo of the footbridge across the Rhine River, which comes into the Rive Park. And at a time when Europe is not doing very well, this is also a message to show the unity between the states. And
Alors, un dernier mot avant de laisser la parole à Henri Bava, justement sur les deux rives. Ce secteur-là, qui se termine ici par cette passerelle, un peu plus haut, il y a le pont du tramway qui traverse aussi le Rhin. C'est un vieux projet qui remonte aux années de l'ancien maire de Strasbourg qui s'appelait Pierre Pflimlin, c'est-à-dire les années 60, mais qui a mis tout ce temps pour être concrétisé.
So just to say that there is another bridge, which was a bridge where the tramway goes through. And just to give you an idea of how long things take, the former mayor, Mr. Flimnan, had initiated this project back in 1960. And it's taken this long in order to get the bridge across for the tramway. But what I forgot to mention is that through these architectural projects and urban projects, Strasbourg is trying to become a pioneer in the construction of Europe at a people's level.
Lorsque j'ai été élu en 2008, ça a été, je dirais, une de mes premières décisions, c'était de faire un master plan sur l'ensemble de ces 250 hectares, avec un urbaniste qui s'appelle Bernard Reichen et Alfred Peter, qui est un paysagiste. C'était la première planification véritable.
So in 2008, when I was elected as mayor, one of the first things I did was to initiate a process of establishing a master plan for this 250-hectare area. And I got architect Bernard Reichen and Alfred, Peter, a landscape architect, to work on this first plan.
Et puis, nous en arrivons à Henri Bava, qui a pris la suite de Bernard Reichen et de Alfred Peter, avec Alexandre Chemetov, un autre architecte urbaniste. Et je vais donc lui laisser la parole pour vous présenter ses travaux et l'état d'avancement du projet d'aujourd'hui.
And with this, I'd like to turn the floor to Henri Bava, who has taken over from Bernard Reichen and Alfred Peter, of continuing the master planning work of this region.
Thank you very much. Et je suis à votre disposition pour répondre tout à l'heure à vos questions. Merci.
And of course, I'll be very pleased to respond to your questions later.